Next, let's learn about the left front and right front. They are divided into the left front and right front. Both consist of the main part and the edging. First, let's learn the right front. It is divided into the main part and the edging. The main part consists of motifs. Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. First, crochet the motifs. After completing the motifs, crochet section 1 on one side of the motifs. Crochet section 2 on top of section 1. Finally, crochet section 3 on the other side of the motifs. After completing the main part, crochet the edging. First, let's learn how to make the motifs. Use the magic ring method to start. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Switch colors during the crocheting process. The new stitch techniques used include DC3 together in 1, 5H DC popcorn stitch, DC3 bobble, front post half double crochet, treble crochet, SC2 in 1. Watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. First, cast on the adjustable magic ring. Then work R1. Next, work 1 chain. As the turning chain of single crochet does not count as a stitch, then work the corresponding number of single crochets in the ring. Tighten the yarn after completion. Don't pull too tight. Finally, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. The first round is complete. We'll use the side with clearer texture as the right side of the piece. Next, crochet round 2. Start with 1 DC3 together in 1. First, work 3 incomplete double crochets in the same position. Since it's the start of the round, work 3 chains as beginning chain. Consider it as 1 incomplete double crochet. Next, work 2 incomplete double crochets in the first single crochet stitch. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Now 1 DC3 together in 1 is complete. Next, work 3 chains. Continue to work 1 DC3 together in 1 in the next stitch. First, work 3 incomplete double crochets. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Another DC3 together in 1 is complete. After completing, work 3 chains. For this round, work 1 DC3 together in 1 in each stitch. 3 chains. Continue following the pattern chart to complete this round. After the last chain is done, slip stitch into the first DC3 together in 1 stitch, which is the stitch on the left side of the beginning chain. Cut the yarn after completing. This completes round 2. Now let's work round 3. Place the fabric with the right side facing up. Locate the chain space on the right side of the previous round's beginning chain. Join the yarn at this position. Then work a 5DC popcorn stitch. We'll simply call it popcorn stitch from now on, since it's the beginning of the round. First work 2 chains as beginning chain. Treat it as 1/2 double crochet. Continue working 4 more half double crochets in the same position. Now, 5 half double crochets have been worked. After completing, stretch the loop. Insert the hook into the top chain of the first beginning chain. Pull the yarn through after inserting the loop. Adjust the loop size. Then work 1 chain to secure. This completes 1 popcorn stitch. This completes 1 popcorn stitch. The chain on top is its stitch. Next, work 5 chains. Continue working 1 popcorn stitch into the left chain space. First, work 5 half double crochets in the same position. After completing, stretch the loop. After completing, stretch the loop. Insert the hook into the first half double crochet stitch. Pull the loop through. Pull tight. Work 1 more chain. Another popcorn stitch is done. Next, work 5 chains. Moving down this round, work into each chain space. 1 5DC popcorn stitch. Work 5 chains between each popcorn stitch. Continue following the pattern chart to complete this round. After the last chain is completed, pick up the stitch of the first 5DC popcorn stitch, which is when working the popcorn stitch. Slip stitch into the last chain stitch made. Fasten off the yarn. This completes round 3. Next, work round 4. Place the fabric with the right side facing up. Locate the beginning chain of round 2. The bobble stitch on the right side. Insert the hook from the left side of this stitch. Come out on the right side. Join the yarn at this position. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Pick up the left side of round 3. Work 1 slip stitch into the first bobble stitch. After completion, pick up the left side of the DC3, together in one on round 2. Insert from the left side of this bobble stitch. Come out on the right side, work 1 front post double crochet. Three chains. Continue to pick up this bobble stitch, and work 1 front post double crochet. We call all the stitches worked on this bobble stitch a pattern group. Work 1 slip stitch on the popcorn stitch of the previous round on the left side. This round continues by working a pattern group on the bobble stitch of round 2. Work 1 slip stitch on the popcorn stitch of round 3. Continue following this pattern until before the starting bobble stitch. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Pick up the left side of the bobble stitch, and work 1 front post double crochet. Three chains. After completion, work 1 slip stitch on the beginning chain. At this point, round 4 is completed. Now work round 5. Make 1 beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet on the first bobble stitch of round 3. As you crochet, weave the previous round slip stitch into the stitches. Work on the chain space of the previous round on the left side. Pay attention to weave the round 3 chains into the stitches as you crochet. Work 1/2 double crochet in this chain space. 4 double crochets. One half double crochet. We call all the stitches worked in this chain space a group of petals. Work 1 single crochet on the bobble stitch of round 3 on the left side. This round continues by working a group of petals in each chain space of the previous round. Work 1 group of petals in each chain space. As you crochet, weave the round 3 chains into the stitches between each group of petals. Work 1 single crochet on the bobble stitch of round 3. Work 1 single crochet. Continue this pattern until the last group of petals is completed. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Join with a slip stitch on the first single crochet. Cut the yarn. This completes round 5. Next, work round 6. With the right side of the fabric facing up, join the yarn at the slip stitch insertion point of the previous round. Then chain 1 to begin. Work 1 single crochet at this position. Continue left, working 2 single crochets in the stitches. Then work 1 single crochet increase, which means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. This completes a single crochet increase. After completing, work 1 single crochet increase on the left stitch. Then continue left, working 2 single crochets in sequence. Now consider the group from the first single crochet to the last single crochet as one group. This row repeats working this pattern group. Follow the chart below, all the way down to complete the last pattern group. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Then join with a slip stitch on the first single crochet. Complete and fasten off the yarn. The 6th round is now complete. After completing, measure the dimensions. Compare with the chart measurements. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and rework to avoid affecting the finished product dimensions. Now work the 7th round, consisting of 4 corners. Start with the first corner. Place the fabric with the right side facing up. Find the stitch between the 2 petals on the left side of the beginning chain. Above the single crochet, this single crochet stitch. Join yarn in this stitch. Work a DC3 together in 1. Work 3 chains as beginning chain. Next, work 2 incomplete double crochets in the joined single crochet stitch. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Now 1 DC3 together in 1 is completed. Next, work 3 chains. Continue to work another DC3 together in 1 at this position. Three chains. 1 DC3 together in 1. Cut the yarn after completing. The first corner is done. Let's take a look. Next, at the bottom left, bottom right and top right, find the stitch between 2 petals. Above the single crochet stitch. Work corners in these stitches respectively. Follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the chart to complete the remaining 3 corners. Mindful that the motif is facing up when crocheting. This concludes the explanation for the 7th round. Next, work the 8th round. Find the 6th single crochet stitch from the left side of the beginning chain of the 6th round. Join the yarn in this stitch. Then work 2 chains. On the 3 DC3 together in one of the left corner. Work 1 slip stitch in each respectively. Work 3 chains between each slip stitch. After completing, work 2 chains. On the second single crochet of the first single crochet increase on the left side, work 1 slip stitch. Seven chains. Now repeat this process. Continue crocheting until before the last slip stitch. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Next, work 1 slip stitch at the joining position. At this point, the 8th round is completed. Now work the 9th round. Chain 1 to begin. Next, work 3 single crochets in the left chain space. Continue working 2 single crochets in the left chain space. After completing, insert the hook at the left slip stitch spot. Work 1 single crochet, 1 chain, 1 single crochet. Wrap the stitch as you crochet. Next, work 2 single crochets in the left chain space. Continue working 3 single crochets in the left chain space. After completing, move left. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space. Next, pick up the 6th round single crochet increase below the single crochet stitch on the left side, which is the 3rd stitch to the left of the 8th round slip stitch spot. Work 1 single crochet. Continue working 3 single crochets in the chain space. After completing, pick up the 6th round single crochet increase on the left, the single crochet stitch on the right side, which is the 3rd stitch to the right of the previous round slip stitch spot. Work 1 single crochet. Continue working 1 single crochet in the chain space. Now consider from the first single crochet to the last single crochet as one group. This row repeats this pattern group. Follow the chart below. Continue all the way down to complete the last pattern group. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Next, work 1 slip stitch in the first single crochet. Pull tight. The 9th round is now complete. Next, work the 10th round. Start by making 3 beginning chains as the turning chains for the double crochet, then work double crochets evenly to the left. Continue all the way to the chain space on the left side. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Next, work 1 double crochet in this chain space. One chain, 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook. Next, pull through the first 2 loops. 1, 2, 3. Now one treble crochet is completed. After completing, chain 1. Continue to crochet a double crochet. All the stitches worked in this chain space are called a pattern repeat. This round is working double crochets evenly in each single crochet. Each chain 1 space gets 1 pattern repeat. Continue following the pattern to complete this round. After the last double crochet is completed, join with a slip stitch in the beginning chain. Cut the yarn. Now the 10th round is completed. Next, crochet the 11th round. With the right side of the fabric facing up, join the yarn at the slip stitch spot from the previous round. Chain 1 to begin. Work a single crochet at this position. Continue to the left and work a single crochet in the stitch. Next, work a front post double crochet. Insert the hook into the left side of the double crochet from the previous round. Come out on the left side. Work a double crochet. This completes one front post double crochet. There are no new stitch techniques or methods below. Pay attention to the front post double crochets in this round. They all correspond to the single crochet stitches from the 9th round. Refer to the chart for insertion points. Complete this round. After completing the last single crochet, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet. Now the 11th round is done. Next, work the 12th round. Chain 1 to begin. Work 1 single crochet. Continue to work 1 single crochet to the left. Next, work 1 single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, that is, the half loop away from us. Note that the horizontal line below the stitch indicates working in the back loop. There are no new stitch techniques or methods below. Pay attention when working single crochets in the front post double crochet stitches in this round. Always work in the back loop. Refer to the chart for insertion points. Complete this round. After completing the last single crochet, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Cut the yarn. Now round 12 is complete. Next, work round 13. Place the fabric with right side facing up. Join yarn at the slip stitch insertion point from the previous round. Work 2 chains as beginning chain. Count as 1 half double crochet. Work half double crochets into corresponding stitches below. Pay attention to the stitch changes in the chain spaces. No new stitches or techniques encountered. Refer to the chart for insertion points. Complete this round. After completing the last half double crochet, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Cut the yarn. Now round 13 is complete. Next, work round 14. Place the fabric with right side facing up. Join yarn at the slip stitch spot from the previous round. Then work 2 chains as beginning chain. Count as 1 half double crochet. Continue working 1 half double crochet on the left stitch. Change colors when working this half double crochet. First work an incomplete half double crochet. Then pick up the corresponding color yarn. Place the working yarn behind the fabric. Leave a 5/10 cm tail after taking the yarn. First lay it behind the fabric piece. Then pull the yarn through with the new color. Working this half double crochet, and changing colors is done. Here the yarn tail from the first stitch is not cut. Leave it untreated for now. Next pick the front loop of the front post double crochet from round 11 below. Work a DC5 bobble stitch. Similarly, when working this bobble stitch, need to switch colors, that is working 5 incomplete double crochets in the same position. Note to pick the front loops for crocheting. After completing, pull the yarn tail from the first stitch on the right side. Yarn over once, and pull through with this strand. This completes a DC5 bobble stitch. Continue with a half double crochet. When crocheting, bring the new yarn along. That is, when inserting the hook into the stitch. Hold the yarn over the hook. This brings the yarn into position. When continuing to crochet downward, you need to carry the yarn each time. Carry the yarn all the way to the stitch before the next DC5 bobble, one half double crochet before. Now you've reached the corresponding position. First work an incomplete half double crochet. Then continue crocheting with the carried yarn. Pick up the front loop of the 11th row FPDC remaining stitch below. Work a DC5 bobble stitch. After completing 5 incomplete double crochets, continue working with the original yarn from the first stitch. This is the method for switching colors when making bobble stitches. Use this same color changing technique for all subsequent bobble stitches. Continue working half double crochets after completing, while carrying the yarn. No new stitch patterns or techniques encountered below. Remember to switch colors for every bobble stitch. Keep crocheting until the last bobble stitch is done. My swatch has reached the corresponding position. Cut the yarn tail after completing the last bobble stitch. Continue with 1 half double crochet. Join with a slip stitch in the beginning chain after completing. Cut the yarn. The 14th round is now complete. Now work on round 15. Place the fabric piece right side up, join yarn in the last HDC stitch of the previous round. Chain 1 as beginning chain. Then work 1 single crochet. Continue moving left, hook into the top of the beginning chain, and work 1 front post double crochet. Yarn over. Insert the hook from below into the right side of the beginning chain, come out on the left, yarn over, pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. 1 front post double crochet is now complete. Continue starting from the left stitch, work 3 single crochets in sequence. After completing, hook into the post of the HDC from the previous round, and work 1 front post double crochet, yarn over. Insert the hook from below into the right side of the post. Come out on the left. Yarn over, pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. Another front post double crochet is now complete. No new stitch techniques or methods encountered going down. Pay attention when working front post double crochets. Hook into the corresponding post from the previous round. When working single crochets, hook into the corresponding stitch. Complete this round. After completing the last single crochet, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Cut the yarn. Round 15 is now complete. Next, work round 16 with the right side of the piece facing up. Join the yarn at the insertion point of the slip stitch from the previous round. Chain 1 to begin, then work 1 single crochet. No new stitch techniques or methods encountered going down. Refer to the chart for insertion points. Continue working until this round is complete. After completing the last single crochet, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Cut the yarn. Round 16 is now complete. Weave in all previous yarn tails on the wrong side. Next, work round 17 with the motif right side facing up. Join the yarn in the chain space at the top right corner from the last round. No new stitch techniques or methods encountered going down. Follow the pattern for corresponding stitches. Complete this round. Round 17 is now complete. Don't cut the yarn. This completes the motif. Next, learn the remaining sections. Start by working section 1 on one side of the motif. Then work section 2 on top of section 1. Finally, work section 3 on the other side of the motif. New stitch technique used, DC3 together. Watch my demonstration of the crocheting method. First, learn section 1. This is worked back and forth on the motif. Take the motif. Now work row 1. Continue crocheting with the yarn tail from the motif section. Work 3 chains as beginning chain. Continue working until symmetric corner. Row 1 is now complete. No new stitches or methods used going down. Follow the pattern working back and forth to complete section 1. Pay attention to stitch changes in the second to last row. Don't make mistakes. After completing the second to last row, carry the yarn across. Then work the last row. Last 2 rows have fewer stitches. Follow the chart for insertion points when crocheting. Section 1 is now explained. Next, learn section 2. After completing section 1, turn the work piece. Join yarn in corresponding stitches. Continue working back and forth in rows for section 2. No new techniques below, but you'll encounter the new stitch technique DC3 together. Below I'll use a random swatch to demonstrate the crocheting method for DC3 together. First work 3 incomplete double crochets. Then yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Now 1 DC3 together is completed. No new stitch techniques below. Follow the pattern chart. Pay attention to insertion points on both sides. Complete section 2. That concludes the explanation for section 2. Now let's learn section 3. Place the fabric piece with right side facing up. Turn the work piece. Positioning the motif on top, with section 2 underneath. At this point, the beginning chain of round 1 in section 1 is on the left-hand side. Next join yarn at the corresponding stitch on the right side motif. Work back and forth in rows for section 3. After completing the first 3 rows of section 3, divide to work left and right sides separately. The crocheting method is similar to the back body shoulder parts. First crochet one side, then join yarn to crochet the other side. No new stitches or techniques appear below. Refer to the chart to complete section 3. That concludes the explanation for section 3. The main part is completed. Next let's learn the edging. Join yarn at the side seam of the main part. Crochet around the main part counterclockwise. Switch colors during the crocheting process. The crocheting method is similar to the back body edging. Only the insertion point differs. No new stitches or techniques encountered. Follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the chart to complete it. The edging explanation is now complete. The right front is completed. Next, learn the left front. Divide into main part and edging. The main part consists of motifs. Sections 1, 2, and 3. First crochet the motifs, then work section 1 on the motifs. Then work section 2 on section 1, and finally work section 3 on the other side of the motifs. After completing the main part, crochet the edging. Similar to the right front crocheting method, no new stitches or techniques used. Pay attention to the insertion position and stitch count. Refer to the chart to complete the right front. That's the end of the left front explanation. Both front panels are now complete. Next is sewing. Divide it into shoulder sewing and body sewing. Let's start with shoulder sewing. First, place the front and back bodies with their wrong sides facing each other. Sew the overlapping shoulder sections together. You can mark the beginning and ending of the shoulders with stitch markers. Once the position is confirmed, on the wrong side, pick up stitches and chain spaces from both fabric edges simultaneously. For edging sewing, specific method can be referenced in the demonstration video below. You can also join according to your own habits. Just make sure the fabric pieces align evenly. Here, I'm demonstrating with a small swatch. After positioning the fabric pieces correctly, then take a length of sewing thread. Generally, the thread length is about 3 times the sewing area. You can leave it a bit longer. Thread the needle. Then insert from the edge. For chain stitch position, pick up 2 strands on the edge. Leave a little yarn tail at the beginning. To secure it, sew through the same spot one more time. Continue sewing in the same direction afterwards. Insertion points are mostly along the edge. Adjust according to your actual project. As long as it's sewn flat and looks neat. While sewing, keep the reserved yarn tail on top. Hide it as you sew. Sew the edge stitch twice for reinforcement. This is the whip stitch method. Finally, weave in the ends. Now let's sew the body together. First, place the front and back bodies with wrong sides facing each other. Sew the overlapping side seams of the body. Mark the beginning and ending with stitch markers. Once positioned correctly, work on the wrong side. Pick up 2 fabric pieces at the same time for edging. The sewing method has been demonstrated earlier. Just follow the previous demonstration to sew the body together. That concludes the body sewing explanation. The sewing is now complete. Finally, make decorations including ties and tassels. First crochet the ties. Next create the tassels. Finally sew them together. Let's start by crocheting the ties. There are 2 ties in total. Place the left and right front bodies facing up, on the front and back bodies. Join yarn at the raised edge positions on both sides of the neckline. You can first mark this position using a yarn tail. Note: the ties on both sides should be symmetrical. You can also determine the tie positions according to your preference. Now let's crochet the ties. Here I'll demonstrate using a small swatch. I'm only demonstrating the method here. Take the yarn. First leave a tail more than 3 times the total length of the tie. Make a slip knot. Insert the hook into the marked position. Pull the yarn through. Next, yarn over to crochet chain stitches. Place the reserved yarn from front to back over the hook. Crochet using the yarn tail connected to the skein. Yarn over the hook, pull the yarn through the yarn on the hook. First stitch completed. Place the bottom yarn tail from front to back over the hook. Continue crocheting, yarn over, pull the yarn through. Repeat yarn over and crocheting. After reaching the desired length, leave a long tail and cut the yarn. The tie is done. Next, let's make the tassels. There are 2 of them. Below I'll provide a method for making 1 tassel. For specific steps, please refer to the video demonstration below. You can also make it according to your own habit. Tassel making method. Prepare a cardboard with the same length as the tassel you need. That means, if the required tassel length is 6 cm, then the cardboard length should also be 6 cm. First, cut 2 yarn tails for later use. Then wrap the yarn around the cardboard. You can decide the number of rounds, based on actual needs or remaining strands. Decide the number of rounds, if you want to make a multicolor tassel. Combine the colors together. Wrap them together around the cardboard. Pay attention not to wrap too tight. After wrapping the required number of rounds, take 1 prepared yarn tail. Insert into the yarn loops on the cardboard. Then tie a knot to secure. Pull the yarn tails as tight as possible. Insert again. Tie a knot. Secure it firmly. Then remove the loops from the cardboard. Cut the yarn tails. Cut the lower strands. Then trim neatly. Take another yarn. Wrap several rounds about 1 centimeter above. Tie a knot to secure. Once secured firmly, hide the yarn tail inside the tassel. Then trim the bottom slightly. Use the top yarn tail to attach the tassel to the fabric. This way, the tassel is completed. After the tassel is completed, use the reserved yarn tail from one end of the drawstring. Sew it to the tassel. Thread the yarn through the needle. Sew using any method you prefer. Weave in the ends after completing. This completes one tassel attachment. Follow this demonstration to sew the other one as well. The decoration part is now explained. Up to this point, the entire vest has been fully explained. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.